now we play everything a half step up. Basically just play that verse that we went over, and then that chorus, and we just play those a half step up. We don't play that bridge again, luckily, because that would be a little trickier to transpose up a half step. But we're going to go over it just to help you kind of get through that transposition process, that modulation from C to C sharp. So now we're going to play the C sharp major 7, 4th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the B string, and then 4th fret of the high E string. C sharp, G sharp, B sharp, considered a C, but in this context we must call it a B sharp because it's the major 7th. We don't want to have two C's, right? C sharp and C, so we call it a B sharp. And then an E sharp, once again for that same exact reason. The context, it's a major 3rd, so we must call it E sharp. And then our G sharp. Root, 5th, major 7, major 3rd, 5th. Then we're going to play an A sharp minor chord, which is the same exact one as that, just up a half step. So 6, 8, 6, 6, 6, 6. Root, 5th, minor 7, minor 3rd, 5th, octave. A sharp, E sharp, G sharp, C sharp, E sharp, and A sharp. Then move up to that D sharp minor 7, 6, 8, 6, 7, 6, root, 5th, minor 7, minor 3rd, 5th, D sharp, A sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp. Then back to that G sharp 7, G sharp 13 part. G sharp here on the low E string on the 4th fret, 6th fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, 5th fret of the G, 4th fret of the B, and 4th fret of the high E. That's the G7, root, 5th, minor 7, major 3rd, 5th, octave, G sharp, D sharp, F sharp, B sharp, D sharp, and G sharp. And then we do quickly put in the 13th from that 4th fret to the 5th fret of the B string, which becomes an E sharp from a D sharp. So 1, 5, minor 7, major 3rd, 13th octave, G sharp, D sharp, F sharp, B sharp, E sharp, G sharp. 4th fret, 6th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 4th fret. Before going back. Alright, and now the new chorus, transposed, will go from F sharp to just a G, which is just a half step up from there. So it's a G minor 7. We'll play that G right there on the 10th fret of the A, 12th fret of the D, 10th fret of the G, 11th fret of the B, and the 10th fret of the high E. G, D, F, B flat, D. Root, 5th, minor 7, minor 3rd, 5th. Then we play a C7 right there on the 7th fret of the low E string. Right there on the 8th fret of the low E string. 8, 10, 8, 9, 8. Right there on the low, right there on the 8th fret of the low E string. So it goes 8, 10, 8, 9, 8, 8. C, G, B flat, E, G, and C. Root, 5th, minor 7, major 3rd, 5th, and octave. That's the C7. We stay in that same position to get a nice F major 7 there. F being on the 8th fret of the A string. 8, 10, 9, 10, 8. F, C, E, A, and C again. root, 5th, major 7, major 3rd, 5th. That's the F major 7. Then it becomes a F minor 7. Almost the same exact thing. Still on that F, the 8th fret of the A string, then the 10th fret, then the 8th fret, the 9th fret, and the 8th fret. F, C, E flat, A flat, and C again. Root, 5th, minor 7, minor 3rd, 5th. So, as in the other part, that F is a 2 of E flat major 7. So the 5th of E flat major 7 would be a B flat dominant 7. We play right there on the 6th fret of the low E, 8th fret of the A, 6th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G, 6th fret of the B, and 6th fret of the high E. Root, 5th, minor 7, major 3rd, 5th, octave. B flat, F, A flat, D, F, and B flat. That's the B flat 7. Stay in that same position to get that E flat major 7. Right there on the 6th fret of the A string, E flat. We go to the 8th fret of A, the 7th fret of G, the 8th fret of B, and the 6th fret of the high E. Root, 5th, major 7th, major 3rd, 5th again. E flat, B flat, D, G, and B flat. E flat major 7. And then that becomes the new 2 of the next 2-5-1, which is the key we're in now, which is C sharp. So that E flat becomes a D sharp, or however you want to think about it. I don't want to confuse you, but however you want to think about how it transposes from one key to the other. It really doesn't matter because luckily we just need to learn the shape. So the 6th fret of the A to get that same E flat D sharp note, then the 8th fret of the D, 6th fret of the G, 7th fret of the B, and the 6th fret of the high E. That's the D sharp minor 7. Root, 5th, minor 7, minor 3rd, 5th. And then we go down here to get that nice G7, that G sharp 7 actually. 4th fret of the low E, 6th fret of A, 4th fret of D, 5th fret of G, 4th fret of B, and 4th fret of high E. And then we could put that 13 in there if we wanted. And then we're back home. That's basically the entire rest of the song, transposed up a half step to C sharp. So the very beginning of the song, it's in C. Now there's only one little part at the end of that instrumental phrase. In the beginning you hear these cool little melody guitar parts. There's one weird chord that happens right before the singing comes in, and that's an A sharp or a B flat minor 7th chord that's substituting for the C major 7, and it creates this really cool kind of adjacent key just for a second before going into it. And I know that might have confused some of you, but you'll see what I mean when you hear the song, which you should definitely check out and play along to. But I'll play the chord progression real quick just to show you what I mean. So that's the typical part. There it is. So that basically sets it up just to kind of be a little bit of an exoticness to it real quick before jumping into the singing. Now, that's the intro. The verse part is the same C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7 to a little bounce between G7 and G13. That's the entire verse. And you play that until the verse singing is done. On the very last one, on that G7, I play G flat 13 before going into the chorus, which is the F sharp minor 7. F sharp minor 7 to B7 to E major 7. And then the E major 7 becomes a E minor 7, A7, and then a D major 7. And then the D major 7 also becomes a minor 7. But this time we stay on it for a little bit longer, twice as long as usual, and then go and stay on that G7 and maybe add in a G13 if you'd like, before going back to the verse from that chorus. And we do that same thing again, finishing up the verse, but this time instead of going back into the chorus, we go into that bridge section where it says there's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. And that's where I go to the E minor 7, but you could play C major 9 or just a C major 7 the whole time. And then I go to the C major 7 to just a C major triad, F triad, G triad, A minor, E major 7, F sharp minor 7, B major, E major, and then D minor, G, and then we play almost the entire bridge again, where we start off with the E minor 7 to a C major 7 to just a C major triad, F triad, G triad, A minor, and then we D minor, G, now D sharp minor to G sharp 7. Now we play in the new key. C sharp major 7, A sharp minor 7, D sharp minor 7, G sharp 7, and G sharp 13 as well. So it's just the same exact shape, just up one fret from where we started. And all the tricks are the same. Just like that G flat 13, now it's just G sharp flat 13. And then we go to the chorus, which is now not F sharp minor 7, it's G minor 7, C7, F major 7, F major 7 becomes F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7. Now we're going to do a little flip of in harmonics here, call that E flat major 7. Instead of calling it the E flat minor 7, we're just going to go ahead and call it a D sharp minor 7, which is an inharmonic equivalent, but I won't waste your time with all that means. So D sharp minor 7, stay twice as long to G sharp 7, back into the verse. And that's basically the rest of the song. I just kind of vamp on that verse part all the way toward the end, where I bring in different melody guitar parts and different vocal lines. And then the last chord ends on a C sharp major 9 chord. 4th fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the D string, 5th fret of the G string, and 4th fret of the B string. You really only use those 4 inner strings, and you kind of make this weird kind of diamond shape is what I call it, because it kind of creates this diamond type shape on the fretboard. And that's C sharp, E sharp, B sharp, and D sharp. Root, major 3rd, major 7, major 9. And that's the last chord of the song, and it ends on a C sharp major 9th chord. And of course you can use that major 7th chord we learned earlier, the C sharp major 7. That works fine too. But I just wanted to add something a little extra on the very ending of the song. Now that's all for the rhythm guitar. I know that was a lot to take in. I hope you guys enjoyed all the little chords and progressions that made up this pretty elaborate Christmas song. I'll see you guys next time in the melody guitar parts. See you later. Was right at it.